sound like a broken record, but how's Cody Gibson doing?
He just came back yesterday for a few plays. We got him in a little bit more. Hoping he can practice full tomorrow for an entire day, but he's just got to get back in the swing of things.
Brandon's still going to be backing up Rock?
Yes, at this time he is.
Were you pleased with the conditioning since the 5 guys went the whole game?
We didn't play. I think we played 65 snaps, something like that. So that's not a whole lot of reps. I mean, they probably get 120 out here during the course of practice. So.
But was that the plan to not really play the freshmen unless you really had to keep those 5 guys in there?
I mean, I think that's the plan anytime. You don't want those guys to have to play. If you can make it through a whole year and get those guys redshirt, that's just a big plus. But at that point, wish we'd have got them in a lot earlier. That drive there in the fourth quarter limited us to put them in there for a few plays. So, right now they're scheduled to play. So we'll see.
Can you assess how you guys played last Saturday, and how does Georgia sort of present your guys with different challenges this week?
It wasn't a great game. I thought it was a pretty solid performance. A couple pressures on A.J. Can. I didn't think we had any missed assignments from the guys up front. Can play with much better effort. We got to get the ball rolling up front early on and keep powering them. But all in all, at times you were pleased and at times you weren't pleased. But for a first game, you're never satisfied.
I'm sure this will be a step up this week, obviously playing an SEC defensive line. Georgia's got some pretty talented guys and some pretty big boys up front.
They got a great D-line. I mean, you talk about the Gathers, 6'6", 350 there at the nose guard. That's going to be a guy we haven't seen before. Jarvis Jones, number 29, a guy can come off the edge, physical, powerful rusher. He can change the complexion of a game in a hiccup. So we've got to be on our toes. We got to play much better than we did last week.
What are the differences
in the biggest concern, first true road game, as far as getting calls made? What's your biggest concern going into Georgia?
Assignments. I think if we play assignment football, we're going to be okay. I really do. I mean, we got to go out there, and of course the crowd is going to be the energy, excitement. But I think that fuels our guys. I mean, I think you go anywhere you want in the country, you look forward to playing in big ball games and big venues just like there, and playing down there at Georgia. I think we're gonna rise to the occasion and do our best to come out of there with a victory. I don't have any concerns. I just want us to go out there and play smart and focus on what we got to do.
What are the differences in how ECU runs their 3-4 as opposed to maybe how Georgia wants to do theirs?
Well, I just said their nose guard is 6'6", 350, so that's a pretty big difference right there. And 29 is probably one of the best athletes we'll see coming off the edge all year. Athletically, that's just a totally different team. So, we got to be on our toes.
But as far as scheme-wise, they pretty much do the same thing as far as their blitzes?
They're nothing alike. Nothing alike.
Do people not value enough those 3- and 4-yard runs that Marcus always piles up and those sort of chain moving runs? He doesn't break a lot of 70-yarders, but he just keeps pounding away for you.
All I know is that clock's moving. It's a continual first down here and there, and as a line coach, I like those 4-yard runs. I mean, those are good yards. Right. Those are tough yards, and I'm pleased anytime he goes forward. He very seldom goes backwards. But you got to value those things. Everybody expects him to go break a 20-yard run every time he gets the ball. They're kidding themselves. I mean, it's got to be a well-executed run. It's got to be a well-executed block. But those 4- and 5-yard runs, I'll take them every day of the week, and we'll win a lot of games with them.
It seems like more and more running backs are being held up and then the ball being stripped the last year or so. How do you coach that, or is it something that the guy just cannot get down?
I don't have to coach it. I coach them guys up front.
True, but just being a part of the line blocking and getting those short runs, and then he gets held up. I mean, how do you avoid that?
You don't want any skill player with the ball in their hands to ever get held up. In the tackle position, you want to get on the ground as quick as possible. Mm-hmm. Now, that's not to say don't keep driving for positive yards, but at some point you got to know when to get down and eliminate those types of situations.
Because the line's still blocking, maybe, but if he's just standing there not going down, you got. Okay. Yes. Okay. Were you fairly pleased with both pass blocking and run blocking equally, so to speak?
We can get a lot better in both areas. We've got a lot of work. We've got to eliminate. We had a couple offsides penalties that we've got to eliminate that were just foolish on our part. So we got to take care of those. We got to be mistake free come Saturday. That's the only way we're going to have a chance in this football game.
You always hear most improvement second week. Is that true for offensive line after watching film also? In your experience?
I don't care. I would look to see improvement every week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's just what a lot of talk is.
Overhyped.
What was it last year that y'all were able to do that was so successful? Was it just the scheme that y'all ran, or was it Lattimore? Or?
You know, I don't know. I think it was. At times we blocked well. At times he ran great, and at times they may have been out of position. So it was a combination of sorts that enabled us to run the football. He broke a lot of tackles, and you know, he ran determined. And when you run like he ran last year, he's gonna get those yards.
Because of what y'all were able to do, is that a confidence builder for your group, being able to see Marcus?
No, totally different team. I mean,
no. Last year, when y'all ran like that last year, going through the season, your guys were able to see that and have that success. Did they carry that over the rest of the year and say, you know, we were able to do that against Georgia?
Certainly. Anytime you can go run the football and everybody in the stadium knows you got to run the football, then you gain confidence in that. I mean, it was no different at Florida when everyone knew we were trying to run the football and took advantage of that, and we basically did what we wanted to do. Now, this is a totally different year. We got to go out and establish ourselves, and we're going to see. We're going to see if we can run the football. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. But we're going to find out Saturday, 4:30. We'll see.
The fact that you were so successful last year, and Georgia obviously knows that, they're going to probably game plan to try to stop Lattimore. Do you change a little bit of what you would do with that running game?
Certainly. I mean, definitely. The scheme. I mean, you're going to carry the basis of it, but there's going to be a lot more things that you can do. I mean, you know, we may implement the power. You have no idea.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Because you